Hogwarts, a magnificent castle where generations of young witches and wizards have developed their talents to become valuable members of the wizarding world. Also, a sex castle boarding school where horny teenage magicians go to town on each other, pleasuring one another using the skills they learn in the classroom. Yes, I know, the Harry Potter novels are young adult novels and J.K. Rowling never said anything explicit about the students having sex. But come on, the students were porking nonstop. You're sticking a bunch of horned up teenagers in a magical castle with minimal adult supervision. There's no sex ed. The faculty to student ratio is abysmal. Oh, also, all these hormonal teenagers know how to use magic. And sure, there are some enchantments in the castle that make hooking up a little harder to do. Like in the Gryffindor common room, the girls' dormitory stairs turn into a slide if a guy tries to walk up them. But who among us can't run up a slide? If two sex-deprived teenagers want to go to town on each other in Hogwarts, they'd have no problem at all doing it. The castle is huge. Many of the rooms are either off limits or never used, and the students can literally cast spells to make it so people can't hear them or see them. I know what you're thinking. Steve, why are you making an entire video about this? And my answer to that is, don't act like you don't think about this every time you read the books or watch the movies. I'm not weird. I'm not the weird one for making this video, you're the weird one, if you don't think about it. So let's talk about all the places in the castle that you could do some good fucking. In the Chamber of Secrets, they use the second floor girls' bathroom, which is always deserted, to brew polyjuice potion over the course of several weeks. And they're never interrupted, except for by Moaning Myrtle. But let's be real, if Moaning Myrtle walked in on a couple of wizards bumping uglies, she would probably just watch and moan. Oh yeah, if you're gonna have sex at Hogwarts, you need to be okay with dead people watching you do it. Either those paintings or the ghosts, but they're dead, who cares, just do it, you're a teenager. Moaning Myrtle is herself a horny teen trapped in a ghost's body. Remember when she goes into the prefect's bathroom to watch Harry when he's naked in the bathtub? Also, prefect's bathroom, another great place to get wet and wild with your girlfriend or boyfriend. Going back to polyjuice potion, I know that it's really hard to brew or whatever, but Hermione made it when she was 12 years old, so I can imagine a bunch of other students have also made it during their time at Hogwarts, and you know, all these little freaky teens are getting hairs from their crush, eating the potion, and then just looking at their privates because they want to know what's going on underneath their crush's clothes. Listen, I need everybody to be on board with what's going on in this video. Another great place to go do the nasty inside of Hogwarts? The Room of Requirement. By the 5th book, like 30 kids knew about this room that could be turned into a perfect sex dungeon. All you have to do is walk past the entrance 3 times and say, "Oi, I need a place to shag that Slytherin bloke." Yikes. Can't really do accents, can I? There are a ton of secret passageways in the castle. Anyone who goes to Hogwarts long enough is bound to stumble upon a secret place that not a lot of people know about. But can we just for 1 second talk about how Fred and George and Harry all had access to the Marauders map, which laid out the castle and where people were in the castle? Oh, interesting. There's nobody in that dungeon. Maybe I should bring my boyfriend there to smooch. There's also the kitchens. All you have to do to get in the kitchen is tickle the pear, and then you can go into the kitchen and tickle your boyfriend's pear. Here's one you probably didn't think about: the Shrieking Shack. James, Lupin, the Rat Man, Dogface. James, Lupin, and Sirius all had access to this very secret house that everyone was afraid of. So they could have easily brought some girls in there and had some complete alone time with them. Also, there's chains in there to keep Lupin chained up when he turns into a werewolf. You know what else chains are used for? Sex things. Also, don't even get me started on love potions. The fact that J.K. Rowling put those in the books is disgusting, and it's very strange that those exist. J.K. Rowling's a freak for doing that. She's a big freak. Those are just a few examples of places you could get your freak on if you're a student at Hogwarts. But now, I have a controversial subject that I'd like to talk to you about. I believe that Harry and Ron had sex while they were at Hogwarts. Not with each other. I believe that they separately had sex with other people. Now, the first 4 Harry Potter books were relatively innocent with almost no sexual intrigue whatsoever. And this makes sense. The kids were young, they were more interested in riding broomsticks than they were riding their classmates. But those last 3 books, if you do some critical thinking and reading between the lines, that's where you see our two heroes getting boned. I'll start with Harry. Here's my evidence that he had sex while at Hogwarts. Harry, despite being the boy who lived and being the captain of the Quidditch team, didn't have a ton of girls trying to get into his robes for some reason. But in the Order of the Phoenix, Harry enters into a romantic relationship with the dead kid's girlfriend, Cho Chang. It's a strange relationship where Cho cries a lot and talks about her ex-boyfriend because he's dead. But after a few bad dates, Harry and Cho hook up under a mistletoe, and it's assumed that all they do is kiss. And I don't think that they do much more than kissing. I don't think Harry sleeps with Cho. But I will say this, kissing is a gateway drug to sex. I sound like a nun or something. But also, here's a weird thing to think about. When Snape is teaching Harry occlumency and he looks into Harry's memories and Harry starts to think about when he kissed Cho, Harry gets really weird and tries to make it so Snape can't see what he does with Cho. And if it's just a kiss, why are you being such a freaky weirdo, Harry? So maybe they did do a little bit more, but I don't know. I don't think they did that much. But when we get to the next book, that's when things get a little more physical and Harry starts dating Ginny. Fast forward, now we're in book 6. Harry has this huge crush on Ginny. He gets butterflies when he's around her. He can't really talk to her. He's so nervous. And then, finally, they kiss after a Quidditch match. In the book, they kiss in front of a bunch of people. In the movie, they kiss in the room of requirement, and there's no chemistry at all between the actors. Anyways, now they're dating, and obviously, we're not gonna see them do it in the movie, or we're not gonna read about them doing it in the books. It's a young adult book. It's like a PG-13 movie. But come on, they're 16-year-olds in a magic castle. They're gonna do it. Harry had the Marauders map. He had the invisibility cloak. Both of them knew about the room of requirement. Come on. And then once we get to book 7, it really connects the dots for you. Harry is often daydreaming, thinking about all the stolen hours in secluded corners of the Hogwarts castle, and afternoons spent alone with Ginny in lonely parts of the school ground. For a young adult novel, this is basically erotica. We also very nearly see it happen right before our eyes. When Harry, Ron, and Hermione are about to leave for their quest to destroy the Horcruxes, Ginny tells Harry that she wants to give him a birthday present, something for him to remember her by during his journey. And they go into a bedroom, and they start kissing. And the only thing that stops it from going any further is Ron barging in. Also, let's be real, Harry and Ginny have been living under the same roof for a couple of weeks for Bill's wedding. You don't think they snuck around and did the nasty to each other during that time? It's not rocket science, people. These kids are all having sex. So boom, Harry had sex with Ginny at Hogwarts, or maybe at the Burrow. Doesn't matter. He's getting it on. You should know that the next time you watch the movie. Now let's talk about Ron. Ron's sexual journey is a little bit simpler. He had sex with Lavender Brown. They banged. They definitely banged. In the Half-Blood Prince, they're always making out in front of everybody. And there's that one time when Harry and Hermione are hanging out in an empty classroom, and Ron and Lavender come in looking for a place to absolutely go to town on each other. Come on. It's right there. They did it. Everybody in Hogwarts is having sex all the time. Hey, what do you think? Am I right about all this, or am I simply an insane grown-up man who shouldn't be thinking about young adult fiction characters having sex with each other? This was a weird video. All right, bye.